Aye. Opposed or abstaining, motion carries. All right, call the public session to order. Please stand for singing the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have the presentation of student art appreciation.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
Good evening, esteemed members of the Board of Education and guests. Thank you very much for allowing me to present Niagara Wheatfield's second annual Winter Art Show honoring our art appreciation students. Art appreciation students in Mr. Azzarella and Ms. Dixon's classes have been creating amazing artwork this year inspired by global art around the world. By focusing on the big idea of global art and animals, students have been creating through the lenses of the elements and principles of art based on art and artists who create in various countries. In doing so, we've been able to create masterpieces that focus on the ideas, skills, and techniques behind the artworks and artists that we've been learning about. Thank you so much again for this opportunity and enjoy the students' beautiful artwork.
All right, come on, take a second, get up and walk around, check it out.
Policy 5681, school safety plans. Policy 6121, sexual harassment in the workplace. Policy 6215, probation and tenure. Policy 7350,
Emergency interventions. Policy 7522, concussion management. Policy 7530, child abuse and maltreatment. And policy 7150, and sublisted as NW policy 7155, remote instruction. Any discussion of any of those items or questions? All right, as it's coming from a standing committee, I'll just call for a vote. All those in favor of accepting the first reading, please say aye. Aye. Opposed or abstaining, motion carries. All right, on ex officio student members report.
So the week before Christmas break, we had a winter/Christmas spirit week, and that went very well. We had pajama day and movie night on Monday, and then Heat Miser, Snow Miser with gingerbread contest after school, and everything that week went great. And Adopt a Tree was also a success, and I'm pretty sure all the trees were sold. Today our Winterfest dance got announced, and it's going to be Friday, March 3rd from 7 to 10 p.m. and tickets are $20 each, and they're going to be sold starting February 27th and until March 2nd with more details to follow. That's pretty much all we have going on right now. The start back after Christmas break was great, and we're just kicking on. We're going to be kicking off the second semester pretty soon. So
Any locating of our candy that was stolen?
I replaced it and kept it in a secret location.
Okay. All right, superintendent's report.
Thank you. Let me start with Mr. Stack and hiring.
Thank you. Our greatest positions right now that we have vacant in the district, certainly our bus drivers. We're working really hard to try to recruit those drivers from various fields out there in the county and regionally. Also food service helpers. We're in some need there and potentially a cook as well, just as a projection for the future. A few retirements coming up this year. So we're certainly going to start the process to find our replacements as soon as possible, and likely the first weeks of May. That's it. Thank you.
Next, I'd just like to say thank you to our Board of Education, our board liaison, for all the time you spend in our district. Tonight, we were able to honor them with an appreciation dinner and some dessert, some cookies that have their names on them, and the Falcon, which is a pretty cool thing. So these last couple years especially have been really difficult, I think, for people in leadership positions. And I'm so proud of the way that this group has worked together, continuing to keep the focus on kids. It certainly has been a challenge, and in many regards, but really appreciate all the work that you do, and you do it all for free. So thank you. The in front of you, I think you all have a copy, is the a draft of the calendar that I'm presenting. Just a few things I want to talk about and walk through. One thing you'll notice is there are 5 superintendent conference days, and those are on the calendar in pink. You'll see that there are 3 days in August, superintendent conference days, and then 1 in September 29th, and then 1 on March 15th. Okay. As far as the number of days in the calendar, that there'll be 188 total days for, and remember, this is based on the contract that we have with the teachers. So there's 188 total teacher days. There's actually 183 student days. In other words, there's 5 superintendent conference days, 183 student days. Now, it's important because I know this always comes up and people don't necessarily always understand this, but 4 of the superintendent conference days actually count towards student days. So technically, what we're proposing for next year will actually have 187 days that all count towards our school days. So when you start talking about snow days and that sort of thing, you subtract from the 187. The one thing that also I note, and you'll see in the far bottom left-hand corner, are the emergency makeup days. The elementary school has some half days towards the end of the year. If a half day is in a week, that is already a short week, that half day does not count as a student attendance day. So there's less snow days to play with, if you want to say it that way, at the elementary level than there is at the secondary level. Okay. Again, I think we have plenty of days built in there, but that's how it works. There are a couple other things to note. On, I'm not seeing it highlighted here. Okay, oh, there it is. So on March 29th, that would start the spring recess, and that spring recess would go all the way till April 8th. And you might ask, why would we have extended it to April 8th, that Monday? April 8th is actually the great, they're calling it the Great American Eclipse. After talking with our county emergency services and the joint management team, which comprises the other 3 BOCES, when we were talking about this calendar, all of them have talked with their emergency services groups, and that time right around dismissal is going to be when there's the full eclipse. So it's the time that we'd be necessarily most concerned with. One of the things I wanted to know we did consider was possibly moving back our entire day, all levels, all staff, so that we could experience this together. The concern is that this is going to be a place, Western New York, particularly the Niagara Falls area, where people from all over are going to want to come in to see the eclipse. So if we pushed back our time a little bit, we would be putting our buses and parents into transportation that could be pretty heavy. So we elected to extend that break till the 8th. And that way, kids will be home and be able to safely watch it. The teachers will certainly do some prep things with them, I'm sure, ahead of time. But we'll talk about some of those things district-wide as well, so that kids can enjoy it safely. But it should be a pretty neat experience. Students will be able to be home to experience it. Okay. And I think that's it. That's the significant day that we had off there. Questions? What I would say is this: you don't have to approve this tonight. You can take it with you if you want. Take a look, and then my thought was to put it on the next board agenda.
Well, I mean, I don't have any problems because I think this is pretty set. I mean, it's not like years past where we were debating one day of movement and everything like that. I think this covers all of those things. So I have no problem approving it tonight. If the board wants to approve it tonight, it's up to you guys, though. I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, discussion. Anything else? Nah, I mean,
Pretty standard.
yeah. I mean, Brady, you don't have to worry about this next year. Yeah. All right, then, all those in favor of accepting this as a school calendar for next year, please say aye. Aye. Opposed or abstaining, motion carries. All right, you got your calendar for next year. Hey, question about snow days. Is it true that now if it's deemed as a state of emergency, it doesn't count towards our snow days?
There's 2 pieces to this, okay, so that they're not confused. One is this: the districts can move to go virtual on those days, and that would still count. So that's one piece. As far as a state of emergency, the only way that will apply, or usually applies, is if you've exceeded all of your snow days and you don't have any other days that you can take back from your calendar. In other words, if we ran out of days now, they would say, well, you have a lot of breaks coming up left that you can still take days back from. So the state of emergency apply when you don't have days that you can take back from. The next topic, the Orleans Niagara Legislative Breakfast is scheduled for January 28th. You need to let Maureen know by January 20th if you're planning on attending. At our next board meeting, we're going to be honoring our fall athletes. which would be exciting. And our fall athletes, as you know, did incredibly well. The Board of Education walkthrough is something that we talked about at the last meeting. We were going to target a day between April 10th and April 14th. So I don't know if anybody wants to propose a date at this point, if you want to talk about that calendar.
Gonna do,
In the middle of the week.
it doesn't matter to me. Whatever. Whatever works best for you guys. Why don't we do, yeah, want to do that Wednesday? Wednesday 12th?
What does that go from? What time?
It's usually most of the day. We put, there's be a lunch in between there and at one of the schools.
We finish up by.
9:30, it's about 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
2:30, 3 o'clock.
Is that a board meeting day?
No,
I got one. late.
Yeah, both, we'll be done by then.
Hmm?
You'll be done before that.
Yeah. it could be all right.
so April 12th,
Bob, is that a Medina day or is it here at Sanborn?
Quite honestly, I have to look, to tell you the truth.
All right.
But either way, it's like.
and the last thing, we continue to ask families to make sure they fill out the application for free and reduced lunch. We're very shortly, probably by the end of this month, going to be making available an online application process. So once that is available, we'll certainly put something out to all of our families. Okay, and Happy New Year.
Any questions of superintendent's report? I just from a discussion piece earlier, we were talking about we said Justin Bieber was the first singer that we won for. It was Auburn was the second one that they won. At TMS. Nor would I ever know that. So trivia that pops up. We have finance report according to this.
No,
There's some finance on there, so reports to the board.
nothing.
Allison, go ahead, make something up. All right, any items for
She
board
could.
discussion? The old business? New business? Public comments? All right, then. I just want to thank Dan for the dinner tonight and cooking. It was nice having two different things. See that you can actually cook more than just your chili and pork, and the soup is pretty good.
Very good.
Dan, the weather off. Good job.
I'll second that motion.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, call for motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstaining. Motion carries. Adjourned.